Hey guys, and welcome to the video. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the Superman Legacy start date. Will the movie be impacted by the writer's strike? When will the cast be announced? And Krypto the dog has been announced. So let's jump into the video, guys. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're going to be looking at James Gunn confirms when Superman Legacy starts filming. Getting ready to reboot the DCEU with the new DC universe. James Gunn confirms when Superman Legacy he writes and directs will begin filming. So for me myself, I was a huge DCEU fan. I really loved what Zack Snyder did with that universe. The only film that I didn't like in that series of films was Birds of Prey. Really didn't stick the landing for me, but I pretty much enjoyed all the other films. Suicide Squad was a bit up and down, maybe towards the bottom of the pile for me, but I still really enjoyed it. And I really loved all of the films in the DCEU. So when I heard that they were rebooting the DC universe, it was a bittersweet victory. Obviously, the box office had been dropping. I understand that they needed to do something to revitalize the IPs. And obviously, bringing in James Gunn and restarting the whole universe, I get where they were coming from. And I'm kind of sad to see the Zack Snyder DCEU go, but I'm kind of happy to see it being rebooted and to get the proper treatment. And hopefully the box office will show that people are still interested in DC characters. But anyway, let's jump into the article, guys. So, James Gunn confirmed Superman Legacy filming start date. Gunn's last Marvel Studios film, Guardian of the Galaxy 3, recently premiered to outstanding success, which is a really good sign. If he can do really good things with the Guardians of the Galaxy, let's hope he can transition that talent and that kind of foresight that he's put into those characters, and let's see if he can bring it over to DC and make that a success as well. Being the perfect send-off for the director's work at Marvel, now Gunn can turn his full focus to the DC universe, which he spearheads with DC Studio co-CEO Peter Safran. The new DC universe first movie will release 2025's Superman Legacy. With Gunn both writing and directing, Gunn has now shared an exciting update on when the movie will start production. So just before we go on to the start date of the production, I just want to say that James Gunn has got a massive amount of pressure on his shoulders because he's writing and directing the Superman Legacy movie. It's the first movie in their brand new DC universe, so it really has to stick the landing. It's going to be the core pillar for which the DC is going to be built around. So he's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders to make sure that this first movie out the gate is strong and that people really flock to it and really enjoy it. But yeah, so let's go. During the Wired autocomplete interview, Gunn revealed that Superman Legacy starts shooting on January 2024. So I'm going to play a small clip here from James Gunn talking about the beginning of the shoot date. I'm not going to play the whole video for copyright reasons. So
I hope none of them are harder than that. Is James Gunn directing Superman Legacy?
James Gunn is directing Superman Legacy. We start shooting in January.
Yeah.
You could have answered that.
You answered that.
I'm very much like that when I try and talk on the fly as well. You end up messing up words. But yeah, so in this Wired video here where he's doing the Google, talking about the Google searches, he does in fact confirm that Superman Legacy will start shooting in January, which is quite exciting. So I would say from January next year, January, February, March, we may get some leaked pictures of the Superman set. Obviously, when there's a lot of filming going on, there was with the Batman movie. Obviously, people in the filming locations, when they're filming in the streets and stuff, they take pictures from high-rise buildings. So we may start getting the first look at this movie around January, February time. So that's super exciting for the new year, guys. Gunn reveal confirms that the rumored start date of Superman Legacy. The director also confirmed in April that the movie's pre-production had started, with recent report claiming Superman Legacy will not be impacted by the Writers Guild of America strike. That's fantastic news because the last thing that they need with this first DCU movie has to be strong. The last thing they need is a massive interruption from the writers' strike. That would be awful. As Gunn delivered the first draft of the script days before the strike began, and the movie only begins filming next year. So what to expect from Legacy's cast announcement? Superman Legacy tells the story of a young Clark Kent who is rumoured to be starting as a Daily Planet reporter. Casting is currently underway with no date set for the reveal yet. Still, given Superman Legacy's January 2024 filming start date, the movie's cast will need to be locked by the end of the year, and there are a few ways that DC could choose to announce who will be playing Clark Kent, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and more in the movie. This is the thing, guys. So this is going to be a super important casting reveal as well, because your core character of your brand new DC universe has to be a strong casting. if it's a casting that gets a lot of backlash and a lot of hatred from the fans online, it's gonna, you know, a lot of baggage is going to be attached to that first Superman movie, and a lot of negative baggage, and we really don't want that. So hopefully they've got a really good, strong casting for Superman, and I'm pretty sure they will come out the gate with someone really strong. But I'm really super excited to see who it's going to be. The first projects in the DC universe were announced through a special event for the press, and a video by Gunn being released to the public a day later. The strategy could be adopted for Superman Legacy cast reveal, although it might not be the best possible route, as the DC Universe slate leaked before Gunn's video was released. Another possible way Superman Legacy cast could be announced is through the new edition of DC Fandom. Yeah, so the first DC Fandom that came out a few years ago, it was really super good. They showed some really awesome stuff, and it was a really amazing event. They brought out the second DC Fandom the following year, and it wasn't that strong. They didn't show any really exciting stuff, and it was kind of a bit of a step down for myself. But I'm looking forward to the next one. Yeah, hopefully they can do some really good reveals for this new DC universe that they're building. The virtual event was a success, and the new edition would allow DC to have more control over the reveal. Previous editions of DC Fandom has taken place in August and October. Gunn could also reveal new story details for Superman Legacy, who is going to be part of the movie's cast during San Diego Comic-Con 2023. That is most likely where they're going to show off the cast. Yeah, that would set a really good precedent. Obviously, it set a really good precedent for showing off like Marvel castings and stuff like that. And it gets so much buzz and so much hype, and obviously all the reporters will be there. So Comic-Con is a really strong place to show off your casting. The event takes place in July and is known to host the biggest reveals in superhero media. And with DC and Marvel taking their most anticipated titles to a packed Hall H, given the popularity of the event, San Diego Comic-Con 2023 might be most likely the place for such a high-profile announcement as the casting of Superman Legacy. So yeah, guys, I really think that they're going to I would hedge my bets on that they're going to show it off at Comic-Con. That would be the best place. That would be the best place to show off the casting. It would get the biggest pop and the biggest bang for that buck, I think. But yeah, with all this down, guys, so we're going to jump over to the next article, and we're going to look at James Gunn teasing Krypto the dog for Superman Legacy. So heading over to this CBR article, James Gunn teases Krypto the Superdog for Superman Legacy. Superman Legacy writer and director James Gunn seemingly confirms Krypto is in the film, jokingly offering the role to Chris Pratt. That would be an interesting casting choice for sure. But yeah, guys, like, the thing is, the general audience have to suspend quite a lot of their disbelief for Superman in the first place. I mean, he's a superpowered Kryptonian godlike being. He flies around in spandex with a big cape, and you know, it's kind of hard to get on board with that sometimes. You throw a dog into the mix who wears a cape and flies around as well at the same time. Is that pushing things a bit too far? Seeing a dog flying around, and I'm not sure if that would just, the cheesy factor would go a bit too high for that. I'm not really sure, guys. Let me know about that one. Superman Legacy writer and director James Gunn seemingly confirmed the Man of Steel's canine sidekick, Krypto, will appear in the upcoming DC Universe film. While speaking to the Toronto Sun, Gunn, who is also the writer and director of Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy 3, jokingly offered the role of DCU's Krypto to the Marvel Cinematic Universe actor Chris Pratt. Quote, "I was hoping I could cast you as Krypto the Superdog," Gunn told Pratt. "But you'd have to be like Maria, and you'd have to do motion capture on set and walk around on your hands and knees." Gunn's referring to Maria Bakalova, who plays Cosmo the Space Dog in Guardians 3. If you haven't seen Guardians 3, guys, go out and see it. It's a super fun film, and it will give you a taste of what the director James Gunn, what his material and what his content, the kind of the feeling that you get for his director, his directorial kind of style is the best way to put it. And it's an awesome film as well, super good. After a brief back and forth, Pratt said, "So it sounds like there's going to be a character called Krypto in Superman. Breaking news." Interviewer Mark Daniel chimed in with, "That's a scoop for me," to which Gunn responded, "It is a scoop. I guess, huh?" Pratt then joked, "Way to go, you're fired. Back to Marvel." Yeah, no, you're not having him. We want James Gunn. He's good. He's a good director. In my opinion, DC have done well to keep James Gunn. So let's keep him. Let's keep him at DC. I don't want him going back to Marvel. Not just yet, anyway. So we've got a Twitter post here from DCEU guy. "We're getting Krypto in Superman Legacy." I've tried uploading this clip before, guys. I can't do it because I keep getting copyright. So the quotes that I put up above, the quotes that we were just reading that says, he's jokingly offers the role to Chris Pratt, and Chris Pratt says, "Oh, I'm assuming that there is Krypto in the movie," and then he jokingly says, "Yeah." So it's the same thing. It's the quotes just from the video there, guys. Interestingly, this isn't the only time. Recently appointed DC Studios co-head James Gunn has alluded to the possibility of adapting Krypto for his Peter Safran rebooted DCU. During the recent interview with Rolling Stone, Gunn was asked if his success with Rocket Raccoon, voiced by Bradley Cooper, I should say, in the Guardians of the Galaxy film, made him more interested in bringing a live-action version of Superman's dog to the big screen. And he said, quote, I think I would have an interest in a live-action Krypto, whether or not I had anything to do with Rocket, Gunn replied. It has also been long known that Gunn and Safran's DCU would include not only movies and television shows, but also video games. Back in February, Gunn offered a potential example for how this would work. It's more like we'll have the Superman film come out, and then maybe 2 years later we have the Supergirl movie coming out. So, what's the story in between there? Is there a Krypto game that we can play that comes in between them? Something that's still set in the world with these characters, but it's its own thing. Yeah, guys, I really love that DC are going down this route of joining all of their mediums together. So you've got comic books, you've got movies, TV shows potentially. Oh yeah, they have got TV shows, sorry. So you've got movies, TV shows, comics, and games. And they're all going to tie in together. So you could have two movies that take place years apart. And then if you want to discover the events that happen in between the two movies, they could release a video game that fills in the gap between those two movies. And it's all in continuity. The characters are the same. They're voiced by the same actors. And I think it's just a great way to expand the DC universe. So let's continue having a look. Furthermore, while Gunn appears to have offered Pratt the role of Krypto in Just, such a thing actually isn't outside the realm of possibility. After all, Gunn is already known to cast some of the actors in both his Marvel and DC projects. More to the point, the filmmaker recently confirmed that at least one of the Guardians of the Galaxy cast members would feature in Superman Legacy. Gunn has also confirmed that Pratt will not be playing Superman in the film. I'm not sure how people would receive Pratt playing Superman. I can't picture it myself. When you picture Superman, after Henry Cavill, you picture like a butch, like someone who's built like a tank, you know, someone who's like a proper bodybuilder type guy. I guess you could go with a smaller build guy. Like you've got on the CW, you've got Superman and Lois, the guy who, I forget the actor's name, but if you've seen it, the CW show Superman and Lois, the guy who plays Superman is a lot less built than Henry Cavill, but he still plays the role very, very well. He's a very good Superman. If you haven't seen that show, guys, Google Superman and Lois and watch the show. It's really good for a CW show. So who is Krypto the Superdog? Created by Otto Binder and Kurt Swan, Krypto first appeared in Action Comics 210, cover dated March 1955, a Kryptonian dog. Krypto boasts many of the same abilities as Superman himself. The character went on to star in his very own animated series, Krypto the Superdog, which ran on Cartoon Network for 2 seasons from 2005 to 2006. Ed, and Eddie, man. That's another show, guys. If you have not seen Ed, and Eddie on Cartoon Network, go and watch it. It's the most hilarious show you've ever seen. But I digress. Ed, and Eddie star Samuel Vincent voiced the superpowered canine in the show. Most recently, Krypto was voiced by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the theatrical released animated film DC Super Pets. If you've got young kids, guys, really get them to watch DC Super Pets. I wouldn't recommend it for an adult. You know, anyone over like 18, it's probably not their kind of thing. It's a bit more on the childish side. But if you like animation, you might still like it. But yeah, if you've got younger kids, you know, and you want to get them into superhero stuff, get them to watch DC Super Pets. It's such a fun film for I would say for younger audiences. For myself, it doesn't really appeal to me. But that's just me. Like someone who's in their 20s, they might like the movie. But yeah, I digress again. Sorry, I keep going off on tangents today. As far as a live action is concerned, a dog inspired by Krypto appeared in the episode of Smallville in 2005. Krypto later appeared in the streaming series Titans as a companion to Superboy. That said, if Krypto is indeed in Superman Legacy, it will mark the character's first live appearance on the big screen. Notably, the upcoming film is expected to follow a relatively young Superman as he learns to balance his earthly upbringing with his Kryptonian heritage. DC Studios Superman Legacy opens in theaters July 11th, 2025. So we've got over 2 years to go yet before the film comes. But like I was saying earlier, guys, because they're starting to film in January, I think that there will be January, February, March when they start shooting. If they're doing outside scenes anywhere, there will be leaks coming out. People will get shots of the production. If they're filming in major cities, people will video and, you know, get shots of the production. So expect to start seeing footage of the film set coming out around, January, February time. So that's really exciting to look forward to. But what do you guys think about this? Would you look forward to seeing Krypto, the dog, the Kryptonian dog, in a live action format? For myself, I'm not sure if it would come across cheesy seeing a CGI dog flying around. I don't know how I feel about that myself. If they do it well, it could work. But I think suspending your disbelief for Superman in the first place is a hard job in itself to get the audience on board with this superpowered sort of God man flying around in spandex. Asking someone to buy into that can be hard enough, but when you get a dog to fly around in CGI with a cape, that might be a bit too far. But let me know what you guys think about this. And are you looking forward to, seeing some footage coming out next year? Hopefully when they start filming, we get to see some leaks. That would be nice. But yeah, just jump in the comment section and let me know about all of this, guys. I'm really excited to see what you guys think about the DCU coming up. So I will see you soon. Enjoy.